You are live on YouTube.
Why? Live on YouTube?
Yes.
So, whose channel is it though? Rameshwar Prabhu's channel.
I will send you the link.
Live and on. Rameshwar Prabhu, what is happening, bro?
All classes goes like this. Be careful.
Bro,
You are live on YouTube.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram.
Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Thought it would be a much more.
Yes.
Okay, I can share.
Hare Krishna Rameshwar Prabhu, I have made you host. Can you
Yeah,
please
yeah.
Mataji as spotlight? You put Mataji as spotlight.
Yes, Prabhu, I'll do that. From mobile, I can do
Yeah,
it.
you can do that. You can just by selecting
Yes,
her name, you can do
yes,
that.
yes. I did that. I did that, Prabhu.
Very good.
Yeah, Prabhu, you can leave if you have any urgent work.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. I'm just leaving. That's why I made you host. Sorry, Prabhu. I will
Right,
log in
right,
my
Prabhu.
phone.
Yeah, no problem, Prabhu.
Thank you. Very good.
Shall we wait, Prabhu? We are at 9:05.
Ella Habibi, sure, sure.
Wait or can we start?
Starts first.
Okay. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णकृष्णाय भद्रे श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नाम्ने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणिप्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी तस्वते देशतारिणे श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे अवै सुनारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Wow.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Jai Jai Jai. Very fantastic kirtan. This is Agnidev Prabhu.
I heard it and hence learned it from Gaur Krishna Prabhu.
Oh,
Gaur Krishna Das.
Gaur Krishna. But I think Agnidev also sang this tune. Maybe okay.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't
Mm.
heard from Abhidev Prabhu. It is one of the kirtans in the 10-hour kirtan festival that just happened in Alachua, if that's how you
Alachua,
pronounce
okay.
it.
Haribol,
Kamal,
Haribol.
Harinam, everyone was
Amit.
there, so it was a
Mm.
blast. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Led by
Krishna, Hare
none
Krishna.
other than His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj.
Ha
Hari
ha.
Hari.
Hare Hare Bol.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Bol. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Mataji. Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
for joining.
Hare Bol, Hare Bol. Beautiful bhajan, beautiful kirtan, melodies from Vrindavan Street. So it was vibrations, very touching and very nice. Hare Bol, Hare Bol. You said this was sung in Kirtan Mela.
Yes.
Okay. Hare Bol.
The Hare Krishna, the Holy Name Festival, something like that. That's what it's called.
In
It's a
Alachua.
10-hour Kirtan program. Yeah.
But you are changing your tone vibrations quite often.
Yes, that is there. She stands.
And I was wondering if this is easy for the all the devotees to follow them once you sing this. You see, usually they will choose one tune and then they'll keep on repeating the mantra in that tune. Now here I found you are oscillating between octaves and it is just moving. So it is not easy for I think the devotees who are in the participating Kirtan Mela too. You alone can perform. You alone, of course. It is like you alone enjoying the rasa or rasa with Krishna. You alone. That is that.
It's a bit, it's a new tune. Even for me, it is new. But I just learned it last week. So, anyways, when you learn, you have to offer it to the Lord.
Yeah.
It's a bit tough to follow. Even it took me some time to learn the different parts of the kirtan. So, but when devotees like them sing, you will automatically, start singing with them. Even though I do know it's a difficult tune, but yeah.
Yes. No, anyway, for me and for all of us over here, since you alone were performing for the pleasure of the Lord, and of course for the devotees, then we all were definitely relishing. There's no doubt about it. Fantastic, it was very touching, and the vibrations or the changing tunes was pleasing. It also depicts your changing moods about yes, Haribol, wonderful.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank
Haribol.
you. Thank you for your kind words. Hare Krishna to one and all. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Abhay
Vishnu
Siddhartha
Prabhu.
Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you
Jai.
for joining. Hare Krishna. So, of course, we are warm welcome to all of you to the reading of Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, Volume 2. As per the book, we are almost through most of the book. But I think maybe the last quarter is left. No, the last third is left. And we are in a very beautiful chapter entitled Stay High Forever. The kind of high that everyone wants to be, no matter what their background is or what their problems they suffer from. Everyone wants to stay high in order to forget that they are suffering. And in that wave of staying high through intoxication, through material intoxication, Srila Prabhupada introduced a new drug and you could stay high for it on that forever. And so beautifully entitled by His Holiness Tatsarup Das Goswami Maharaj. We are passing through a very wonderful chapter where Srila Prabhupada has opened the Harinam Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, inaugurated 500 years ago, to the world. In New York, it started at the Tompkins Square Park, and Srila Prabhupada was committed to do the Kirtan every Sunday. That's where we stopped. For the first time when it happened, news coverage they got, Srila Prabhupada was extremely happy. We also saw the video from Abhay in that section where they were discussing, reading the newspaper. One was the New York Times, which was a very big deal, and the other was this hippie sort of a hippie sort of a page, newspaper, which was called what? Sorry, give me a second. Yeah, there's an article, New York Times, the East Village other, that was the secondary, but it was covered on a large basis with Srila Prabhupada's photo and multiple photos. Also, a lot of things was said. So we have a picture in the book itself. If you can take a look. Save the earth now, the East Village other. The article shows this, Srila Prabhupada standing under the Tompkins Square Park, the tree. This is the article inside, the whole article. we were reading how Srila Prabhupada's expressions were, how he looked on that very monumental day. Prabhupada was striking to see. His brow was furrowed in the effort of singing loud, and his veins were standing out, right? He sang for everyone and he sang for hours together with all that concentration, so that his nerves were popping out. He sang to the maximum he could, no mic system or anything. Then there are even clippings, like photo clippings from that particular event. We saw the video. Also, a very sweet photo of the residence of Srila Prabhupada. This is the back entrance of the shop, and it is said that these three windows were the rooms that was occupied by Srila Prabhupada on top. Of course, Srila Prabhupada is walking on the streets of 22nd Lower East Side, winter 1966, second floor. That was like you saw. Yes, that is where we stop. Prabhupada said this is a very big, nice news. Save it, because it's a very nice clipping to save. I hope you are all with me. Before we continue our today's reading, we shall go ahead with the invocation mantras. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Magyana Timra Dhasya Jananjana Shilakaya Chakshun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. Mukam Karati Vakshalam Pakurnagalaya Deviram Yatrapatam Mande Shri Gurudena Taranam Shri Chaitanya Mishanam Paramananda Madhuram Vandeyam Shri Gurum Shri Yuta Padakam Nam Shri Gurum Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Savana Ramnatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Savana Lilita Shri Shapandidamscha He Krishna Karana Sindhoti Nabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Buddha Kantanamaskate Taptadanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneswari Vrishabhana Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Shall share the screen now so that you can read along with me. Hare Krishna. So, give me a second. Yes. Shall we continue? I hope you are all with me. Hare Krishna Prabhupada. October 12th. It was to be a love pageant rally, marking California's new law prohibiting the possession of LSD. The rally's promoters urged everyone to come to Tompkins Square Park in elaborate dress, although the devotees had nothing to do with LSD laws. They took the rally as another opportunity to popularize the chanting of Hare Krishna. So they went with the Swami's blessings, carrying finger symbols and homemade tambourine. This was the first time they like we can see even previously also we have seen that the devotees, the disciples of Srila Prabhupada were now emerging to find ways to be getting creative with finding different opportunities to start preaching like this one. And previously they thought it was quite attractive to make little pamphlets telling stay high forever, such sort of creative ways to preach or get to the public. And Srila Prabhupada accepted it, and here also Srila Prabhupada is accepting. They took this rally, which was which was actually supporting LSD while the California state was prohibiting. This rally was conducted to stand against the law. And no matter what, the devotees decided to go for the rally, but for chanting and making the holy name of the Lord popular. The devotees looked plain in their dark jeans and lightweight zippered jackets. All around them, the dress was extravagant: tie-dye shirts, dye-bleached jeans, period costumes, painted faces. There was even a circus club, Tully Kupferberg of the Fugs rock band carried an American flag with the stars rearranged to spell love. But so far the rally had been a dud. Just a strange set of drugged young people milling near the large tree where Swamiji had chanted and spoken just a few days before. Swamiji's boys made their way through the crowd to a central spot and started chanting Hare Krishna. A crowd pressed in close around them. Everyone seemed to be in friendly spirits, just unorganized without any purpose. The idea behind the rally had been to show love and a pageant of LSD vision, but not much had been happening. Someone was walking around with a bucket of burning incense. Some hippies sat back on the park benches, watching everything through colored glasses. But the kirtan was attractive, and soon a crowd gathered around the boys as they chanted. So this is such a contrast, and while reading this, there are a few things that you may be able to read through the lines or try to understand. Number one, it's a rally. They're supporting. They apparently have an ideology behind it. But what was happening, though they were dressed very well, a pageant means that it is like a parade where people actually overdress in order to show their support for whatever cause it is. People came. Costumes were also there, but they had no idea what to do. Even though they were standing for supporting the possession of LSD, they had no idea what to do. Just a lot of bunch of costumes and unorganized crowd, not knowing what exactly they were supposed to do. They just did come together. But point for us is that tree where Srila Prabhupada stood under and spoke became a central focal point. Because just a few days ago, for the first time, Swamiji came, Srila Prabhupada came, stood under that desire tree, as everyone says, of course, remembering His Holiness Kadambakanand Swami Maharaj, saying that, standing there, and Srila Prabhupada opened the holy names to the rest of the world, everyone started coming together. So, intentionally, unintentionally, the impact of Srila Prabhupada was still there, and it kept on happening. As we can see, people thought that was a very nice spot to come together in order to organize some other event. Uh, so, which shows that there is this lingering effect that Srila Prabhupada had left. This time he was not there. This time he was not there, and what happened? As we just read, some people are standing there, some people are sitting. No one is speaking anything. What did Srila Prabhupada's disciples do? They came to the center, and then they started chanting. Once they started chanting, the crowd started gathering. And so the kirtan was the only thing that was attractive, though these people came with an agenda of supporting something else, but the kirtan is what became the um, hot spot, attracting crowd. It completely got converted. The magic was happening, the magic of the holy name, and I'm sure uh, all of us have experienced this magic of the holy name being sung in public. I believe Rameshwar Prabhu has this, we have this very vivid memory of being in um, Corfacan beach, which is in UAE, and this randomly we started doing kirtan, which we actually it's not supposed to be done in that country. There are laws and things. You can make music, you can sing loud, you can dance and or have all that, but something even a slightly religious was not allowed. And on the top of that, we were there celebrating. We were there because it was a public holiday of Eid or something. So all sorts of people were there. Yet we could attract crowd. It was unintentional. We had no intention like Srila Prabhupada had to actually do Harinam. It just sprouted up. Prabhu will give details on it later, but I'm sure every one of us who has gone and done Kirtan outside in public can see the magic instantaneously happening in front of our eyes. What Harinam can do and how it can attract people. Rameshwar Prabhu, I hope he's there and he will relate what happened on that day. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Oh well, we'll get back to it. Continuing our reading. Kirtanananda, yes, Kirtanananda, his shaved head covered with a knit skull cap, stood beside tall Jagannatha, who, with his dark framed glasses and wavy hair, looked like a great horned owl playing hand cymbals. Umapati, also playing hand cymbals, looked thoughtful. Brahmananda sat on the ground in front of them, his eyes closed and his mouth widely open, chanting Hare Krishna. Beside him and looking moody sat Raphael, and next to him, aesthetically thin-faced Ravindra Swarupa. Close by, a policeman stood watching. Now let's see how the magic of Harinam happens. The hippies began to pick up the chanting. They were used to it by now. They had come together, but there had been no center, no lecture, no amplified music. Nothing was happening. But now they had been clapping and swaying, getting into the chanting as if it were their single purpose. This is not why they had gathered there. The chanting grew stronger, and after an hour, the group broke into a spontaneous dance, joining hands and singing out Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. They skipped and danced together, circling the tree and Swamiji's disciples. To the hippies, it was in fact a love pageant rally, and they had found the love and peace they were searching for. It was in this mantra. Hare Krishna had become their anthem, their reason for coming together, the life of the love pageant rally. They didn't know exactly what the mantra was, but they accepted it as something deep with the soul, a metaphysical vibration. They turned into it. Even the clown began chanting and dancing. Only the policeman remained aloof and sober, though he also could see that the new demonstration would be a peaceful one. The dance continued, and the only and only the impending dusk brought the love pageant rally to a close. River. The devotees hurried back to Swamiji to tell him all that had happened. He had been sitting at his desk translating the Srimad Bhagavatam. Although he had not been physically present at the kirtan, his disciples had acted on his instruction. So even without leaving his room, he was spreading the chanting of Hare Krishna. Now he sat waiting for the report. So it was like the first mission that Srila Prabhupada sent his disciples on, more to come, and spreading all over the world to the different cities and then to different countries. Srila Prabhupada sat wherever he was and he was doing all this, and that magic, the uh, massive power and management skills that Srila Prabhupada had to conduct all the activities of ISKCON, staying in one place but making it happening all over the world, began like this. He sent his disciples, but he stayed back at his residence. They burst into his room with shining eyes, flushed faces, and hoarse voices relating to the good news. Not only had they beautifully chanted, but hundreds of people had joined them and sung and danced in a big circle in a spirit of unity. Swamiji, you should have seen, Brahmananda exclaimed, his voice now exhausted from chanting. It was fantastic, fantastic. Prabhupada looked from one face to another, and he also became like them, elated and hopeful that the chanting could go on like this. They had proved that their chanting of Hare Krishna could lead the love and peace movement. It could grow and hundreds could take part. It is up to you to spread this chanting, Swamiji told. I am an old man, but you are young and you can do it. Like Sri Prabhupada has always said, I am an old man. Before, you may recollect that Sri Prabhupada, even in the beginning of when he began for the first time to take Bhagavad Gita classes, he was in that urgent, very serious mode of telling, please take up, start chanting, start your spiritual life. Where the audience that he had, they had no idea what Swamiji was speaking about. Even then, he has said, I am an old man, I need your help. I cannot do it alone. But here he is elated and hopeful, and he's telling, I'm an old man, but you are young and you can do it. So, in a matter of a year, the whole thing had transformed. October 13th, the Village Voice ran 4 large photographs of the Love Pageant rally. The article stated the backbone of the celebration was the mantras, holy chants from the Sanskrit Bhagavad Gita, and for 3 hours it became like a boat on a sea of rhythmic chanting. Led by 15 disciples of Bhaktivedanta Swami, who operates from a storefront on 2nd Avenue, the mantras eddied and flowed with the rhythm of drums, flutes, and soda-capped tambourines. Very good. Yes, the wave, the wave from the ocean of the love of Godhead had started hitting New York, and it was soon turning into a tsunami. But later we can witness it ourselves through the book how it was turning into a huge thunderstorm. October 18th, it was Sunday, and again they went to Tompkins Square Park. Swamiji played the bongo as before, striking the drum head deftly as ever, his nimble fingers creating drum rolls as he sat on the rug in the autumn afternoon. His authentic melodic voice recited the prayers to the previous spiritual masters Bhaktivinoda, Gaur Kishora, Bhakti Siddhanta, the centuries-old disciplic succession of which he was the living representative, now in the 60s, in this remote part of the world. He sang their names in duty, deference, and love as their servant. He sat surrounded by his American followers under the tall oak tree amid the maze-like fences of the park. The same magic occurred. This time, the hippies, came by with more ease and familiarity. Allen Ginsberg came again, and 100 others gathered as Prabhupada loudly sang Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Of the hundreds who came by, some stayed briefly and then left. Some decided to listen and chant for a few minutes or even for the entire afternoon. And a few, very few, marked their encounter with the Swami as an forgettable change in their lives. Bob Correns. Now we can see a nice, a few encounters, uh, personal experiences set out by these people whom we'll be following. Just like how His Holiness Satsurav Das Goswami Maharaj, in his style of writing, we have seen this previously also, how different disciples, now disciples, but then Wally, Harvey, Raphael, uh, so many, Harvey Cohen, so many uh, now disciples, Stephen, they all had mentioned their own encounters in their words. Now here is a whole another new set of people who had encountered Srila Prabhupada through the Sankirtan. Bob, sorry. Yes, Bob Correns was looking for the Swami. He was walking with his stylishly dressed wife and 2-year-old son Eric. Bob was 26 years old and worked as a supervisor in the New York City Welfare Department. He had grown up in Washington, D.C., where he had met his wife. He had a full face and broad forehead, a clear voice and steady eyes. Bob, after I graduated from George Washington University, I decided to go straight to what I thought was the heart of the material world, New York City, to seek out whatever was the highest road. I ended up living around the corner from the first East Village head shop. A head shop, I googled it. Head shop means back then it is a storefront that sells mainly cigarettes and tobacco and stuffs like that. Why I'm explaining, you will see. No, there was it. Bob didn't think his job as a social worker really helped anyone. His clients over the years seemed to maintain their same outlook and habits. He and his wife frequented the West Village coffee houses, had attended lectures by Leary and Alport on expanded consciousness, and had taken part in a recent peace march. Bob had come to feel that his aspirations for a master's degree and a better apartment were unfulfilling, and he was looking for something more, just like so many others who are still feeling the same thing. It's like a cycle that goes on repeating, feeling unfulfilled and dissatisfied, doing what that society has conditioned them. You get your degree, master's degree, better apartment, family, another child, car. The same routine. He was this yet another example of who was feeling unfulfilled by this same path. Bob, I heard about the I Ching, a book that was supposed to chart a person's course in life. So I got someone to do a reading for me. The direction was push upward through darkness. I took it as a good sign, a spiritual sign. Then I purchased the East Village Other and I saw the article entitled Save Earth Now. There was a picture of the Swami. I had read in a book by a Sikh teacher that there could be no higher knowledge without a spiritual master. Every morning on his way to work, Bob used to pass by the Swami's storefront. Curious, he stopped once and peered into the window, only to find an empty room with some straw mats on the floor and one of Swamiji's boys. Oh, these people are Buddhists, he thought. The door had been opened. The boy came over and invited him in. No thanks, he said, thinking, I don't want anything to do with Buddhism. And he went on to his job. In the head shop one day, he had picked up one of Swami's Bhagavatam in a head shop which used to sell tobacco. If you check now, I was just looking, the head shop is now called a smoke shop. Anything related to smoking intoxication, you will get in that shop. In such a shop, Swamiji's Bhagavatam was being sold. Looked through it, but he thought it was too advanced, so he put it back down. After he had read the article in the East Village Other, his interesting piece, he thought that today might be the last Sunday of chanting in the park before the cold weather came. And so he went to the park hoping to find the Swami and his chanters. His wife was beside him, pushing Eric in a stroller, when he heard the ching ching of the hand cymbals and a chorus of rhythmic chanting from the south side of the park. Thinking it must be the Swami, he followed the sound, while his wife took Eric to play on the swings. Alone now, Bob drew closer, moving into the crowd until he could see the Kirtan party and the Swami sitting under the tree. Bob stood among a crowd of hundreds unnoticed. Everything is happening because of me. This is another person. Shall I continue? We have 10 more minutes. Maybe we can discuss something, or maybe we can read. What do you say? Hare Krishna.
Please continue this portion. Is this? Yeah.
Sadhu.
Yeah.
Another encounter. A personal experience. Everything is happening because of me. Thought 90-year-old Judy Kozlovsky. Everything I see is my own creation. I'm the supreme. Everything is mine. Very good mindset. Uh, as the thought of being God obsessed her, Judy forgot her father and everything else. She was confused. Oh, I think we might find her somewhere else. If I am God, why can't I control everything? Why am I so fearful? On LSD, not off LSD, on LSD. Let's see where this goes. Judy was a student at the City College of New York, majoring in art and history. She was taking guitar lessons from the Reverend Gary Davis, the blues singer and Christian preacher, who was teaching her the art of sad soul music. Today, however, under the influence of LSD, she had the overwhelming impression that she was God. Nice. She had a fight with her father, who seemed cold and distant to her and couldn't understand her. And she had left her parents' home in the Bronx and traveled downtown. She was going to visit a girlfriend, and Tompkins Square Park happened to be on the way. When she reached the park, the kirtan was going on, but she couldn't see much because of the crowd. She weaved her way in closer until she could see some men, one shaven-headed, several bearded, dancing with upraised hands. And in the center, she saw Swami sitting on the rug, playing his drum. Maybe we'll get back to her in some time. I I read even Dan Provost. Yes, let's see where this goes. Dan Clark was 25, thin, intense, horn-rimmed bispectacle, an avant-garde filmmaker, and his first film was entitled Rebirth. He was a okay, I'm finding it hard to pronounce this word. Conscientious objector to the Vietnam War and was working at a home for children as alternative governmental service. He had been a member of the SDS and the War Resisters League. He had been arrested during a protest demonstration and had been suspended 1 week from his job for wearing a peace button and a black armband. He was into Buddhism, but he had lately been adding a little psychedelic seasoning. Everything is nothing and nothing is everything. Wow, nice slogan. Was his slogan, and he would go around chanting like it's like a mantra. But he was feeling that at least psychologically, he needed a devotional tonic. His voidistic meditation was getting stale, just like any other uh, mantra, slogan, idea, meditation would become stale because it is not the truth, it is not the eternal fact, the absolute truth. Dan had come to the park today looking for the Swami and the chanting he had read about in the East Village Other. He had seen the Swami before one evening a few months back. He had been waiting for a bus across the street from the Swami's storefront. He was on the way to a rehearsal for a mixed media show, and his friend had gone into Sam's luncheonette for A moment when he noticed that in the storefront an orange-robed Indian man with a shaved head was lecturing to a small group of young people. Then, when I saw him, I imagined myself walking across the street, going into the storefront, sitting down and renouncing all worldly connections. But I thought to myself, it's only my imagination. After all, I am married and I am on my way to rehearsal and I don't know anything about the Swami anyway. So, my friend and I got on the bus. But Dan lived only a few blocks away from the storefront, and now and then he would pass by. Once he had stood for several minutes on the sidewalk looking at the cover of the Srimad Bhagavatam taped onto the window. Dan, it showed an oval lotus with planets around it. And right then, I was introduced to the idea of spiritual sensuality. And when I saw the painting of Lord Chaitanya and his associates in the window, that really threw me. I thought, yes, this is what I need, juice. Dan and his wife walked the paved pathway through the park. He was looking around for the Swami, but he didn't really know what to look for. He expected to see robes and hear Buddhist style chanting, but he couldn't find anything. He had given up his search and was wandering around to see what musicians were there when he noticed a big crowd gathered around what he figured must have been some musicians. He was attracted by the beat of their music, a chiming 1 2 3, 1 2 3, a simple rhythm with a kind of flamboyance and very magnetic. He saw an occasional upraised arm above the crowd and he thought there must be a flamenco dance going inside the circle. He then got wind of a drifting melody, certainly not flamenco, which combined the beat, and this attracted him further. He approached closer and closer, making his way through the crowd. Then he saw people chanting and others dancing and waving their arms in what he took to be a blend of American Indian and Asian dancing. He looked like something from a long forgotten era. Dan decided this must be the Hare Krishna group. But there were no robes, just regular dress from the Lower East Side. And where was the Swami? Then he saw him sitting inconspicuous, playing a little drum. His eyes were closed and his brow was knit with concentration. Damn, the Swami wasn't calling attention to himself. And at first, I didn't attribute any importance to an elderly Indian man sitting off to one side. He didn't seem to have any special function in the chanting, but it gradually dawned on to me who he was. He was the same Swami I had read about in the paper and seen in the storefront. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Fantastic, as usual.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Literally, you were dancing while reading. Very nice.
What was that? Mataji, what you are looking for Prabhuji to support?
I didn't get you, Prabhu, sorry.
While you are reading, you were saying that Prabhu will support this later. Correct?
Prabhu, you should narrate what happened in Korfakantam.
Prabhuji, Kamal, Hemangi, and we were all in Sharjah, and we went for one small picnic. And the moment we reached, we started singing kirtan. Before that, one bachelor party was going on under the same tree, on the other side of the tree, and they were singing cinematic songs, and everybody was enjoying. The moment we started with one kartal, some Kamal Hemangi was singing, and Mridanga, me, and we are playing, and they up to for 10 minutes into kirtan, they stopped and joined us, and then who were going around, they stopped also and started joining us. Like it became a big crowd. You know how the Gulf, maybe in Bahrain, maybe a little liberal, but in Sharjah, Korfakan, it's never allowed. And the crowd became big, and we totally forgot that we are in Gulf country. and the crowd was going, and we were started dancing. All of a sudden, the military, this Baldia people came in buckets and they start. You stop now this moment, otherwise we'll take action like that. Then
We
we
actually
chased.
knew it would happen. We were just me and Prabhu. We were eyeing like it's going to happen. They're going to make us stop. But then till they
Yeah,
make us stop, we are just going to sing.
yeah. Prabhu, you
So
won't
that
believe
Yeah.
even this Lebanese Syrians, they all start. They don't know what we are chanting, but they were dancing and literally repeating what we are saying.
there
Haribol,
was a
Haribol,
woman.
Haribol.
She was wearing her hijab, but
Ah,
she danced. Of all the people,
Yeah,
but there were Pathans,
ah,
maybe not Arabs, but people who were visibly Muslims. They were all
yeah,
standing around us,
ah,
mm.
staring, which is fine. But a Lebanese woman was started dancing,
Yeah.
and
ah,
That is a Lebanese lady. Yeah,
that was Lebanese lady, and we were
Lebanese Muslim
shocked. We were
lady.
happy to see, but we knew it would all like in a second it would all stop, and we were fine with it. We took
yeah,
the kirtan into the sea on a
ah,
boat.
Even when the we don't know Arabic, but when the Baldia people, the municipality people came,
ah,
these Arab ladies started speaking to them, and they said, "It is Mam no Adam. We cannot do it here. You take permission and do it in some hall, not there like this, like that." They said.
ah.
And,
Haribol, Haribol. What a lovely
yeah,
experience. And,
yeah,
yeah,
we will
Magic,
never forget
magic.
that.
correct, correct. Beautiful.
Yeah, I
Really.
think Kamal Hemangi, on the same day we we gave a bath to Jagannath in the beach.
Yes, my Jagannath.
Small Jagannath, we took it to in her personal Jagannath, and we
Yeah,
took
they're
it
here,
to
they're here.
there, we took it to Korpakan beach and it gave bath, and they were all well enjoying. Krishna
Yeah,
consciousness is amazing.
yeah, amazing, amazing. These
Mm,
So
attractions,
much
mm.
so that I was just carrying very small Jagannath. A friend of mine gave. You can get to buy in Jagannath Puri. It's a small altar. They are all three sitting there. I just placed them. Rameshwar Prabhu started making our mini temple out of the sand, and someone plucked flowers. Everyone is watching. Prabhu and other Prabhus, they started paying obeisances and all.
Yeah, me, Aniruddha Prabhu.
uh,
Aniruddha Prabhu, yeah. It's all happening on the shore.
Because it is the extension of Jagannath Puri, and Jagannath came to beach. Yeah. Mm.
Aniruddha Prabhu from Bahrain or from?
No. This is Aniruddha Pranadas. He is different.
Haribol,
This
Haribol.
is different.
No, wonderful.
Yeah.
These are all, I think, connected devotees. They are exalted devotees living in different parts of the world. And the moment they find it a conducive atmosphere, the energy in them will manifest, and they will join. You see, I remember there was one program in Bahrain. The government has organized in the hall. So there was one Lebanese lady had come, and I remember her because Mataji just mentioned the name of a Lebanese lady. She joined and she was dancing. This lady has some attraction for some Indian Hindu gurus, spiritual guru. She has never met him. She has just saw on the website, and it is Guruma, not Guruma, and she's following her. And she came there in the exhibition center in Bahrain to promote her principles and theory, you know. And she has never met her. And she says, "No, I feel like just talking about her, about promoting this. She was talking about Sahaj Yoga Kriya and, how to. So, I tell you, these attractions are there, and the wonderful, beautiful.
Yes, bro. Prabhu, the Kirtan Mela just before the COVID, I remember it
Yeah.
was on 19 or 18, I don't remember. Uh, from the Ministry of Public Relations or some ministry, Sultan or Sheikh, he came in their traditional gold and black color attire as in the robes. as a by Kandura. They came, the ruling family. They came. Some other people from also they came. Some Arab ladies were there for the both days, and they completely whole day they were dancing for Kirtanala in Bahrain. Yeah,
Hare,
I heard video. Kamal
yeah.
Hemangi, you remember that?
I have seen videos and pictures of
Videos,
this.
I said, yeah, yeah. They were there, and they were glorifying the Krishna conscious. Mm.
Haribo, Haribo,
Haribol Krishna.
Haribo.
Hare Krishna.
Devotees, any different experience or comments?
Exactly.
Kumar Prabhu, you
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Krishna Prabhu. Just now I
got it,
left
got
the
it.
office.
Yeah,
Koti Pranam.
Haribol. Got it,
Hare
Pranam Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I am driving and joined the class, Prabhuji.
Yeah, very good, bro, very
Nice
good.
same.
Thank you, bro. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
You are
Hare
amazing,
Krishna.
bro.
Hare Krishna.
Shagun with you? Hare Krishna?
Yeah, Prabhu. Yeah, no, she is at home, Prabhuji.
At home. Okay.
Yeah, I just
Hare,
left the office towards home.
no
Yeah.
problem. No. Oh,
Okay,
just you
Prabhu.
left office. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Any other comments, questions? Reflects. Krishna and Prabhu, Ajit Prabhu, they're all out.
Nothing.
Ajit Prabhu is signing out. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Nothing.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram.
Hare.
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Prabhu, hold on the steering. Vancha kalpatarupyascha kripa sindhubhya patitanam pavanebhyo
Patitanam Pavanabhyo
vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavya
Devyo Namo Namaha.
Ananda Kodi Vaishnavridhi
Vaishnavya
Hare Krishna Padike
Festival
Gaur Premanande
Swami
Hari
Srivas.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hari
See you
Bol.
tomorrow. Hare
Hari
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.